So the purpose of this video is to show off the latest version of the Neara template. Now if we click on this link here, that's been updated to the latest template. The only thing is my computer's a bit slow, so I'm just going to whip through to one that's already loaded up. So this is the new template. Now if we start on this poll review tab here, first thing you'll see for people who've seen it before is we've now grouped together all the utilizations. Pole, crossarm, insulator, stay. And we've done the same thing over on the span review tab here. And the idea is that having all the utilizations together, you can just see in one place what all those utilizations are. Then in the same way, we've grouped together over here all the load cases relating to those utilizations. Now we've popped in a couple extra ones that weren't there before. We've got the crossarm and insulator load cases, and thank you to Simon Wilson for sending through the code for doing those. The other thing, we've got the comments or the notes all grouped together, and then we've got this column here for stub pole rotation fixes. So what that's about, and this is another Daniel Jolliffe masterpiece, is if we click in here and we click on this use bollard pole, as the Aussies call it, it's gone stuck in this stub pole for us. But what you'll notice here is that stub pole is oriented to the north for some bizarre reason. So what we can do is, if we click on this, it's gone and rotated that stub pole to align with the stay. So we've got the strong face facing the pole. So brilliant work, thank you, Daniel. So that's for fixing root, and the button disappears. So this one here is another one we need to fix it. Now the other thing that we've done on this page is you can see that some of these values are grayed out. And what's happening there is where we've got the pole status as unspecified, it grays out results. And again, this is replicated here in the span view. And the idea here is, if we go over to this end here, we've got a couple of poles here that have really just been added to provide loads on this pole here. And we do this in our modeling because, this pole here's got a takeoff on it, and so when we model this pole, we want to model it with those takeoff loads, and it's got a span going in this direction as well, so we go one span in this direction so that we've got that loading on there. But the thing is that this pole here, if we look at it, it's an intermediate pole. It continues in that direction forever, or however far it goes. And so it's likely to be overloaded, or the crossarm's probably overloaded, and same deal for this one. So the idea here is if we click on this, we can see that we've got that unspecified. And if I change that to existing, then that lights up, and you see the crossarms are overutilized. So we're just getting, it's just spamming our page here, and means that we can't see the wood for the trees, I suppose. By defining these as unspecified and they drop off as grey, what it means is everything we see in red is something that needs to be fixed. So really the objective of your design can be to make everything green or maybe yellow, and then it should be fine. So that is the pole review report. Now if we go to the span review one, yeah, again that's been rearranged as well. Just a couple of things that have changed under the hood. For this mid-span clash buffer report, that's been slightly changed. Previously it was relying on a calculation using 50 degrees Celsius sag. Now it's using the maximum sag temperature for that particular conductor. And then for the ground clearance buffer, it was previously just looking for the maximum sag. Now it's just using the maximum serviceability sag. So that's your serviceability, well, it's your maximum temperature, it's your serviceability snow and serviceability ice. Now, the most significant change in this version is in this Environments tab. So what has happened in here, we've dropped off that 50 degrees Celsius load case, which became redundant. We've added in a whole raft of strength states. And what that allows us to do is get quite specific with some of the multipliers. Now, yeah, we've got some of them. We may populate a few more later. I think we've got most of them in there now. I think they're all in there. And then we've got some tags here as well, and these tags are used in the library. And so if we go, for example, to the these Wagner poles, we've got a tag for composite poles. And if we go back to the environments, we've got our composite poles here, and there's a tag, and that relates to this composite pole column here, which means that we've got a multiplier for the serviceability and the ultimate limit state conditions, and so on for all these different ones. It just allows us to be more precise with assigning our strength factors to our different load cases. And at the same time, we've also changed these strength states in here. They've had to be changed. Now, to go along with that, some of the capacities for some of the poles and what have you components, they have also been changed. The conductors haven't changed, but certainly some of the poles have changed, some of the cross arms have changed, some of the insulators have changed. The other thing that's been changed in the library, if we go to components, and down the bottom here, we've now added in a whole raft of Wagner cross arms. So those are all the changes that have been made in this latest version.